it's very possible that I will change my idea to make Jorge happy because he's paying me, because he's the audience. Because when we're artists, we're trying to please an audience. And in the development process, our first audience are the development executives, right? So they're the first people we're trying to please. They're probably who we're going to change it for. The problem is, at the end of the development process, very often what you've lost is the original thing that made the artist excited about it, right? And that ultimately is where the quality comes from for the audience. The audience connects because there's an artist in there trying to say something, trying to communicate something with emotions and experience that he or she is trying to transmit. That gets beaten out of the writers and artists very often in the development process. And so what you end up with is this kind of generic, it doesn't have a voice, it's not really that original, it's not special the way it used to be. What I'm finding now is the shows that survive the development process, a couple examples that I had up on the board there, Goldberg's, Blackish, Fresh Off the Boat. 3 shows that have survived the development process. In great part, they survived the development process because the writers were writing autobiographically. Fresh Off the Boat was based on a book written by a guy about his own life and his family coming into this country from Korea. So no matter what I do as a development executive, I really can't change it. He's already written a book about his life. How can I change it, right? It's all there already. So what's essentially great about it, it's impossible to change. Blackish, the same. This was a guy writing autobiographically. Blackish is about it's an African-American father who's struggling with his kids. They don't get how difficult it was to be black 50 years ago. And so he's trying to raise them with an awareness of their history, but he can't. And because it's autobiographical, it's impossible to change that. And so it survives, and you notice it survives with the audience. It's a hit with the audience because ultimately you want to preserve that authentic artistic voice in order to be successful. When you eliminate it, that's part of why they make 25, they buy 100, right? They make 25, they put 8 on the air, and only 1 survives. In great part, it's because the process actually eliminates so much of what they bought originally, of what the person came in pitching. So I think that's really important to understand in your guys' development.